Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ink House Radio, where we most times talk about animation and all times talk about,
I was about to do the thing. I opened my mouth
genre
and you were
stuff.
like,
What are you doing?
I was going to do the thing. I was going to do
Oh,
the introduction.
fuck.
He
And you
was
were like,
hosting.
I
Not only that,
forgot.
but you also fucked it up by not saying the name properly.
You know what? Here we go.
Take two.
hello and welcome to Ink House Radio, your premier source for stuff about manga, animation, and just a lot of bullshittery generally. I'm your
Our
host,
premier's
Brandon Jones.
force.
I'm sick. I said the words.
You
I am
did.
sick. I could not sleep.
Why are you
You know what I
interrupting
love?
him, Jammer? Why are you interrupting him?
You suck.
Because
I'm a heckler.
Show is opening.
No one
know
has
what's funny?
heckled you in this entire time we've been doing this.
So I had a,
And all of a
I have
sudden
this
he
aura
loses
ring.
his power and he's like, fuck you, I'm heckling now.
I have an aura ring and I'm sick. And so like I sound stuffed up. Stuffed up. I can't even talk and we can barely think. But my ring last night was like, hey, you're in distress.
I've been in distress for the past week.
So
Yeah.
do you have an aura ring? Does it tell you?
No, I haven't. I have
Oh,
a Garmin watch, and my HRV status has been unbalanced for the past week.
yeah.
But there have been reasons. I haven't been drinking much
What are your
alcohol
reasons?
recently.
Oh.
There's several. There's like three reasons. It was like a triple. It was a jab,
Tell me the reasons.
cross, uppercut. On Friday of last week, I got a vasectomy.
Welcome to the club.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
Congrats, buddy.
thanks.
Wait, did you get one too, Diego?
Oh, I got
said
one
welcome to
like
the
years
club?
ago, bro.
Yeah.
I got
Uh,
one years ago.
It's all three of
On
us. We're not men anymore.
on Saturday,
Sure.
I went up to Leadville, which is the highest point in the country, the highest city in the country. So elevation, oxygen, it shows my body in slight distress. And then I drank with some friends over the course of 2 days. And like I said, have
You had a
not really
bender
been
in
drinking.
Leadville?
Wait, hold on.
It wasn't a bender. It was
me.
yeah. Probably wasn't wise.
Did they
It was
not tell
fine.
you not to do any physical strenuous activities for a week or
No,
two?
I wasn't fucking running around the town and fucking downing.
I
I was
love the
hanging out
idea
in
of him like walking like a cowboy with his beer.
I was hanging out in a
Well,
cat.
not only that, but also like he said, I went to the tallest like fucking city in,
Well,
in
I
the
didn't
United
run.
States, and
I
was
wasn't
like,
running
okay,
around. I was hobbling around, grabbing my crotch the entire time because making sure it was supported.
It's all there,
Uh,
yeah.
And
but
I
they
was.
do tell you to rest and ice it for
I
like
did rest.
a good time.
I did
Okay.
rest and ice. It was a very relaxing
Okay.
time. I spent most of the time hanging out in the cabin, but I did also drink, which and not even drink that much. It was like two. It was like 3 drinks a day, but high elevation,
Fucking
having not
alcoholic.
drinking alcohol in like several weeks consistently, and
Well,
having just gotten a
congratulations.
vasectomy, it was taking my toll. But I'm my HRV status has been unbalanced since, and my training status, despite not having run for the past week and a half to 2 weeks, is strained. So I hijacked your conversation. Go
Didn't
ahead,
you just have a
Jonesy.
birthday? You just had a birthday, didn't you?
I mean, that was like 3 weeks ago.
No, I mean that's what it is. You just got old. You
Yeah.
like everything that you're talking about is like, oh, you just got old.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's great. We are all, like I said, no longer men anymore. We cannot sire children. Um, but on
But I
this
never
week's
wanted to
episode,
sire children in the first place, so I don't
I'm
know
with you.
what.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
you know what's funny? I was
Yeah.
telling somebody last week, I had never understood. There are people who are like, oh, how could you bring children into this world, right? Like, I never got there. Like, I'm there now. I'm like, yeah, now
You're
seems
like,
bad.
in retrospect, should I have spawned
No,
into
no,
this
no.
world?
I'm fine now, but I'm like now, like
Oh, if
this
you're
Yeah,
gonna
like
have
in
a
a
now.
kid
kid.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. But 10, 12 years ago, yeah, sure, why not? Now, absolutely
Yeah.
not. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is the show. So on this week's episode, we're talking about the fourth volume of Love, Death, and Robots. So we got some new animation stuff for you all. Jeremy and I both saw it. Diego's like, fuck that noise. I have no desire to see anything related to Love, Death, and Robots. You haven't seen any of it, have you?
No, I never. I may have watched one episode back when it first came out, and I thought it was good. It was not a show that I like
I mean,
consistently kept up on, but it was just one of those things where like it's not that I didn't like it. I remember sort of liking it, but it's just there's just so much, dude.
I'm a little
it's
So
surprised.
much.
it's love it's like it's Animatrix, it's Gotham Knight, it's is that the
Yeah.
right title? Gotham Knight? No, that's wrong,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah, Gotham Knight.
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
Star Wars Visions. It's just basically anthology stories,
Yes.
except there's
Yeah.
more variance in the type of animation because it's not beholden to like an anime-ish style. Though, there's some variances within like some of those other ones I just mentioned, just not as drastic.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
you basically told me last week to start watching, and I said, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna watch it. But then job took over, work took over, and I got so busy with work.
I feel you,
But the
dude.
one stuff that I got to actually the stuff that I focused on to watch to finish was I finally went to go see that one movie, Marvel movie,
Thunderbolts.
the the Thunderbolts. Yes, I went to go
The
see
New
that.
Avengers. Sorry.
Yeah, the new Avengers. Yes, correct. I went to go see that, and then I caught up and finished watching Andor season 2.
I haven't even watched
Hmm.
season 1 of Andor.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
I know.
yeah.
I'll get there. I'll get there eventually.
So that's what I
Anyway,
focused watching. So I apologize,
I
but
can't.
I'll watch
I
it.
can't with these fucking people. Anyway, so yeah, this season of Love, Death, and Robots is pretty interesting because so Diego, up to what season did you see? So there are
He
four
hasn't.
seasons
He
total.
hasn't seen any of it.
I think
Oh, I
like one
thought you
episode
said
of season 1.
yeah. I know he'd seen something. All right.
Yeah.
So this is kind of interesting. Season one, you had 18 episodes. Uh, Slowly as we've moved forward, that's been halved. So between 8 to 10 episodes is what we've been getting subsequently. And so in this season, we got nine. Um, and I'm sorry, 10. Can't speak. 10 episodes. And what I find interesting about this is if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score for it, there is a split. So we would talk about this previously on other shows, but I find this to be like a fascinating. So there are 12 professional critics on Rotten Tomatoes, 100% season four.
Hmm.
From the audience, 47% with 250 plus reviews. I find that to be interesting. I'm definitely not at 100%. I'm sure
Uh-uh.
as hell not at 47%. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. And so I'm curious, Jammer, having seen all the episodes of this particular season, I'd like you to do two things for me. Can you
Okay.
tell me where you would put this season as it relates to the others? And then what score would you give this one?
So it's hard for. I've only watched season 1,
Oh,
so and the thing is, I think it's telling that 47%. So I'm gonna just go off a tangent
do
of
it.
what you asked me to do. The 47%. This is not for audiences. This is for lovers of the medium. This is
Mm,
for critics specifically, and it's for animation experimentation that could maybe be implemented and incorporated into live action projects or other future animation projects down the line. This is just like a means to an end. It is basically the equivalent of Pixar using the shorts to develop their talent. I feel like this is just using shorts to develop technology and experiment in ways that maybe could be utilized down the line. It's like it's a loss leader. It's not
so it
made for
sounds like you're saying
audiences
that the
almost.
audience is too dumb to understand the point.
No, I just don't think it's made with audiences in mind, frankly. Uh and some of them are fun. I will say what I think this season had compared to any other anthology. I think I like this more than season 1
Hmm.
overall. The reason why is just the stories to me are lighter and they rarely overstay their welcome.
Okay.
They're quick. They get to the point. It doesn't feel like it's dragged on most of the time. By the time I start like looking at the little time thing, I'm like, oh, I have 3 minutes left. It's fine, and then it basically ends. So overall, I think it's fun to watch. I
Yeah.
feel like Netflix or streaming is the wrong way to experience these stories. More and more when I watch these, what I want is I want to go to a local theater. I want to basically have it be like a little mini film festival, and I want to have Q&As with the filmmakers after each short.
That's not gonna
That's what
happen.
I want. Oh
That's not
no
gonna happen.
shit, that's not going to happen. I'm just
So
saying That is the best way to
all
experience
of that
something
talking
like
down to
this.
audience aside and your
What the
weird
hell,
dreams
Diego?
aside,
Was I
what
talking
score
down
would
to the audience?
Listen, Jammer, I'm just used to your pedantic behavior at this point. You don't have to convince me about it. You got to convince our audience, man. I don't
give me
know.
a score?
Out of
Give me a
what?
score, critic boy.
Out
What do
of
you mean out
what?
of what?
An A, B, C, or D like that? What's
Sure.
our rating system? Okay.
I don't know if we have one. We
C
haven't
plus.
established one.
C
C
plus.
plus. Okay. And so I'm gonna do a little work for you. This is actually the worst reviewed season of Love, Death, and Robots by
Damn.
the audience. So the audience gave the first season a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Season 2 was a 68%. Season 3 was an 87%. And this one's all the way down in the 40s. It's kind of funny. I did not care for season 2. And so I understand that score because it was very much a shift in tone where the first one was very much like a heavy metal love, death, robots, right? Like sex, growth. It was very dude friendly, right?
Which is
If that
why I
is it.
generally don't like these things, and a lot of the stories I
Yeah.
don't like tend to lean into that sort of edge lord type of
Yep.
style, and it's
And
not for me.
it shows in the score, right? And so it is very interesting to see 3 went back to where it was, I think, because they went back to what people were very interested in. Um, and so now we're back to this season. I don't really understand where the 47% came from. I think I'm like you. I'm probably in the C range. I still love the first season. I think the first season is pretty great.
I don't
Um,
remember it, frankly. I watched it. What has it been? 6 years? I don't know. I
yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and then season 3, which I enjoyed, I will always knock because one of the jokes that they told was about Elon Musk at the end. And I was just like, I can't, I'm done with you. So, yeah, not a fan of that. Anyway, all that said, of the episodes that we got for these 10 episodes, which one was your favorite and which one was your least favorite?
Ooh, that's a good question. Actually, I need to pull
That's
up
what I'm hosting.
IMDb really quick because
You don't
uh
remember them.
He
no,
doesn't.
I need to have them in front of me.
Okay, so I
Um
got you. Can't
no,
Stop.
I'm looking at them right now.
Can't
I'm good.
Stop, which was Red Hot Chili Peppers. Close Encounters of the Mini Kind. Spider Rose. 400 Boys. The Other Large Thing. Golgotha. The Screaming of the Tyrannosaur. How Zeke Got Religion. Smart Appliance. Stupid Owners. For He Can Creep.
I mean, I think the first one is the worst one. Can't Stop. It's just a music video. There's nothing
Really?
to it.
Okay.
It's whatever. It's like it's fine. Like I was watching it and I was just like looking at my watch. Like, are we done yet? Are we done? Like, what
No,
am
because they
I?
can't stop.
Yeah, they can't stop. So overall, I was like, it was fine. Like, I didn't hate it. Actually, looking at all these here, I didn't hate any of them specifically. If I were to pick a more story, quote unquote, story based one that is just like maybe I didn't like, maybe 400 Boys.
Okay.
Um, it just felt like I said, sort of that heavy metal, edgy, violent animation type stuff that I'm like don't really care for. It's probably that one. Um, the one that felt like maybe you just scratched the surface of and it didn't really do anything for me also was Golgotha, which was that was live action, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was watching that. I'm like, is this animation? If this is animation, good God, what? I was thrown off. And then we saw the alien, and I was like, okay, that's very clearly animation. So I think that's the part they focused on animation wise. So I was thrown off the entire time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So
Okay.
I think this one
And
has a lot
best,
of
what was your favorite?
middling ones. But the best one, probably For He Can Creep, which to
Okay.
me felt like the best beginning, middle, and end standalone goal, conflict, payoff, done.
So what I'd like you to do, since Diego hasn't seen it, can you give Diego a synopsis of it? And I'm curious, Diego, based on what he says, would you go watch it?
Sure.
So this one follows a cat
Okay.
during the 1700s in London,
Lots of
and
cat-based episodes. this
Yeah,
season,
I mean,
right?
there's two. There's two. Yeah.
2 out of 10 is a lot.
2 out of 10's a lot. Anyways, it's a cat, and you hear the internal monologue of the cat. It turns out they're like descended from angels or something. Anyway, the devil tries to make a deal with him to claim his human or have his human write a poem for him.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to like fulfill something, I don't quite remember the goal specifically, but it wasn't good because it was Satan. And he wanted a poem, and as soon as he got the poem, he basically would steal the soul of this guy. Not good stuff. So it's about the cat and his other cat friends fighting Satan to save his owner or his pet.
Hmm.
What would you peg the animation style as?
I would peg it as cell shaded video game style.
Okay. Diego, did that pique your interest at all, and
I
why?
mean, it sort of reminded me about like the way you described it, a little bit like Flow with the
Yeah,
art
Hmm,
style.
the art style and flow I think is
more unique.
it's better looking, frankly.
Is it okay? Again,
This one is this one is
as
more
coming in completely blind. It's
this
like
one is more
when you said
style
that.
like this one's more Borderlands.
Okay, got it.
Okay. You gonna go watch it?
I definitely want to go back and watch because I mean I have heard good things about uh Love, Death, and Robots. Like that's definitely been a thing. But
Yeah.
again, there just seems like to be a lot to have to watch and keep up with. But I'll definitely have it. That's what I want. I want to get back to it, especially if you guys enjoyed it. I'm
I
okay
mean, it
with that.
was. I'm not singing its praises. It was a C
Oh,
plus
wow.
Continue.
ship
Wow.
overall. It was fine. Like it was fine. It's interesting to like watch and experience. Like I said, I would have rather, made a day of it, gone to a theater, listened to these filmmakers talk, and get insight into the reasons why, what the backstories are. And also, one thing that's kind of cool is a lot of these stories are either based on source material like novel or novellas or short stories, or have really famous authors like Joe Abercrombie who did story work for this, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure it was necessary, but it was interesting. Uh, and I will say there was one that it infuriated me that I mentioned in Discord. One short, Close Encounters of the Mini
Really?
Kind, infuriated me because it was basically an alien invasion, except an alien invasion that turns violent because people are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I hated it because it just felt so real. And I felt like I was like, I hate this. It
It's
felt too
weird.
real. What do you mean it's
Okay.
weird? I don't mean that
I
it wasn't bad. It was good, but
right.
it infuriated me just because of how much it felt real.
And that's it. So the fact that it could make you
That's
feel something, I think, um is good. I like that it has, some aspects of the ability to cause you to feel a thing, good or bad.
It's
But
fair. What was
um
your least or most favorite, Jonesy?
Golgotha, I did not like. I don't think it fits the mold of what the show is. I'm not entirely sure why it was there. Um, and I think even even accepting that it was there, right? Like it's there. There was nothing about it that drew me in. There wasn't anything. I didn't find it funny. I didn't. It did not look particularly good, and the ending was not as strong. Like I do like the conversation between the priest and the general, where they're like, "Hey, don't fuck it up." And then at the end, the priest is like, I think I fucked up. I like that, but overall, I did not care for the episode.
It's funny when he
Um,
said, I don't think he said, I think I fucked up. I think he said, we fucked up, which I just think he meant humanity.
oh, yeah, sure. And even it was like, I don't
yeah.
remember, I don't remember the main point. Um,
Yeah.
and that makes it even worse. But I do agree with you. 40 Can Creep was a lot of fun. Um, and then if I had to pick a close second, um, I don't know if I think there is one for me.
Yeah. It was a lot of mediocre.
Yeah.
But like I
Yeah, I
said,
think
it was mediocre, but they were short and light enough to where I was fine with it.
yeah.
It was just like, it was like, oh, okay. I'm glad I watched that. But they always tend to end before I'm like, oh, okay, it's over.
Yeah, For He Can Creep, I think did the best of being it had, to your
An
point,
actual story.
story. There's a beginning, a middle, an end, and I was very satisfied when I got to
Mm-hmm.
the end. And I even thought like I could learn more about this world and what's happening, but I don't have to know more, which I like. I like that it teased just enough about what was happening in this world where you're curious about it, but you're not unsatisfied by the story that they gave you. So I thought that one was probably my favorite. Um, I'm trying to think what else is there to talk about in this. If
I
you
didn't dislike the other cat story.
That one is
Um,
a sequel to another episode, and I've got to remember the what it was.
so that story, Diego, is about a cat who, as is always
Wait,
sort of
are all the stories about cats?
No, it's just the other one. It's the other one.
Okay.
That's what I was
All
saying.
right.
They're
It's
like,
like there's 2 out of 10.
so well,
Anyways, a
there's
cat.
two, and then there's another one. The punchline for the one about the appliances also has a cat in it. Remember?
Oh yeah. I mean, just because it has a cat doesn't mean anything. It's different from being about a cat versus just having a cat in it. But let's see here. The story the other one that I think is probably my second favorite was The Other Large Thing, which is about a cat who's like an evil cat. Surprise. Or he it's that stereotypical thing where it's just like, I'm evil, but I'm just a cat and I can't do anything. His owners bring a robot home, and he befriends the robot, and he gets the robot to feed him canned food while his owners are gone. And
Okay.
then basically he schemes with the robot to burn the apartment down with his
Take over the
owners in
world.
it and lock them in and take over the world. And then as they're leaving, you see all the other cats are doing the same thing with their similar robots. And that's it.
Mhm.
That's the short. That's it.
Okay.
Spoiler. Spoiler.
Um, I'm surprised you like that one as much as you did.
I didn't say I loved it. Like I said, this is a C+ show. This isn't. It was just fine.
Yeah, I think I definitely like the first season more than this one. This one wasn't
Like I said,
bad.
it's
So,
been 6 years. It's been 6 years. So like, I'm probably just tainted by the fact that I could not remember a single short or a single
yeah.
concept from the first season. I just
Oh, wow.
remember for this one, it just feeling brisker to me. But maybe that's just the sheer volume of shorts versus the first one.
Yeah, again, this one is half of what was in the first one. 18 episodes for the first season was a lot, and so you had more to choose from. And I also think that the episodes narratively from the first season were stronger. So like, and it probably helps with primacy and recency. So like the first episode, I know people who don't remember a lot about Love, Death, and the Robots, but they're like, I remember the first episode, and that was Sunny's Edge. I don't know if you remember that. That was the one where a woman could control a beast that they were fighting a pit with. And so it was like you would control the beast that was fighting in the pit.
Hmm.
And so all the things that come along with that, like the gambling and the gangs and all this other stuff. And what was her edge? Why did she always win and all this other stuff? And people like, I remember that. Um, I'm surprised we didn't get another Three Robots episode in this one because those guys have been the stables. Those are the ones that are touring the post-apocalyptic Earth.
Mm.
I don't know if you remember that. Um,
Literally
and
don't
then,
remember anything. I feel bad.
really,
Yeah. Like I said, it's been
um,
6 years, Jonesy. I've watched and read hundreds or thousands of things since then, and none of these usually it didn't make an impact on me. Like it kind of went along with the Animatrix, Star Wars Visions, all those other ones where it's just like I popped in, I was just like, this is cool, and then I popped out, and never thought about it
so
again.
so I would challenge you this way. I would say Sunny's Edge, Zima Blue, and what's another one? Fish Night.
Oh yeah, I'm
Those
looking at
three.
a clip of Sunny's Edge. Yeah, okay, I remember. I remember watching that.
Yeah. And I made a mistake. I said it didn't feel like it belonged. There was another live action episode from the first season. I just forgot about it. It had Topher Grace, where there was like living beings in a refrigerator, um, which is actually kind of cute. I did like that episode, so I take that back. I am wrong. But those three episodes count. Those three episodes are pretty good. Those are probably my
Hmm.
favorite from the first season. Zima Blue, I think, is probably one of the best episodes of the series.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how would you
So.
rate this alongside the pantheon of the first four, all 4 seasons? This season compared to the others. Because you said
I
47 is not where you'd put it.
Oh yeah, no. This is a C plus. I think the first season for me is still the strongest. I'm trying to remember. There was a season with. Do you remember the season with the ship?
I said no. I watched season 1. You keep asking me about
I know.
lore.
I know. Um, there's an episode, I think, from the second or third season where I think it's the third season, I think, where they're trying to they basically get accosted by a monster while they're on the sea and everything that goes along with trying to survive. That I liked that episode, and I don't remember what season that's from. Um,
Is it have to do with the siren?
I don't believe so, but
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
Um, oh, Bad Traveling, season three.
Bad traveling. Okay.
So I would say one, three, four, two.
Okay.
Yeah, and there were a couple of standout episodes from season three, like The Swarm. Jesus Christ. Even thinking about that one is kind of creepy because that one is about these two scientists that live with what are essentially sentient bugs. They live in a hive, a swarm, and it looks like if you remember the Final Fantasy movie, the first one.
Which the real one? Spirits Within?
Yeah, yes, that one. It looks like that, just slightly higher res. And I you feel them in that hive, and if you don't have an affinity for bugs or any of that, you're like, I don't like it. So that stuck out to me in that one. But I like that season.
You know, it's funny
Yeah.
you mentioned the Spirits Within, but I feel like the Spirits Within animation style is the style I think about when I think about adult CG animation. I feel like it kind of goes to that, and I feel like something like even like Sunny's Edge, like you mentioned, or some of the others, like
Yeah.
that one this season about the woman in the spaceship with the dog thingy,
Did
or
not
the
care for that episode.
no, and then
It's
but
like, what
that
is the point?
animation style reminds me of that.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's just I feel like that's sort of the default go to adult CG style, which I'm not a fan of. I do not
Okay.
care for that. What was your favorite animation style if you were to pick one?
I think it's hard. I like Sunny's Edge.
No, no, sorry, this season.
Oh, this season. Oh, it's the creep one.
Oh, that was your
I like
favorite.
that one.
Interesting.
Yeah, the way it looked. Yeah, I enjoyed that. And it's part of it was the story. I was sucked into the story, and I think it was hard to
Mhm.
separate my enjoyment of that from the other one. I
Yeah,
I'm scrolling through it now. Also Zeke, how Zeke got his religion. I like that one.
Zeke felt the most heavy metal to me in
But I
terms of
like the way it
style.
looked. Yeah.
No, heavy metal. It looked
Oh
to
yeah.
me
Okay.
like a heavy metal style, which I thought was cool. But it also just like, those types of old '80s style things were just like, there's gonna be violence and death and sex. I'm just
Give me
kind of
the
like,
violence. Yeah.
eh. It's
There's some
like
sex.
heavy metal. Fritz the Cat, all that this sort of grungy sort of style. I'm just kind of like, it's good, and I
Yeah.
appreciate the nostalgia, but it's not my cup of tea. But I get
Okay.
why you would like that for sure.
Yeah. That was me. 100%. I enjoy it.
I was charmed by the animation style of the appliances one, even if though I wasn't a huge fan of the appliance one.
The
The
story.
appliance
Yeah.
one had a single, I think, a really good punchline, and that was
The
the
cat.
nest. No,
Oh,
the
the
nest.
nest.
The
Oh
nest.
yeah, yeah. The
The
fight.
dial. Yeah, the fight between them, St. James, which is 68 to 72 degrees. She's like, let's
Yeah.
see them deal with this, and she goes all the way down to like
Yeah.
30 degrees. I
I
thought
like
that
the
was
end.
funny.
The end of that one made me laugh the most.
It was
Where
it
it
was
was.
just constant bodily function humor, and I was just like,
Yeah.
after the fourth one, I think we can, move on to a different punchline here.
I don't know. I like it. So Diego, all the
Mm-hmm.
the appliances are sentient. So there's a
Okay, so
smart
like her
toilet.
little toaster.
Yeah. But the
Okay.
toilet is complaining about like why am I alive? Why is there AI in a fucking toilet? Why? And he hears like what he thinks is the door opening and he kind of freaks out. and then it moves on to, I don't think you know what it is at first, and then it turns out to be a litter box,
A
and then it
smart litter
says,
box.
yeah, smart litter box, and it says, let me guess, the toilet was complaining about being sentient again, and it opens its mouth while the cat goes in, and you watch the
Right.
cat poop. It's like, oh,
Yeah, I thought it was okay. It was okay.
maybe
I like
I'll.
the animation style quite a bit, but wasn't a huge fan of the actual short itself.
Yeah, very Wallace and Gromit.
Nice.
Yeah, but what would I compare it more to? It kind of Wallace and Gromit. I'm trying to think of what I would more compare it to. Maybe a little bit more of Marcel the Shell
Okay.
ish,
Okay.
like kind of a mix between that. Yeah, I would say a mix because it didn't feel like claymation, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
it's no Mark Twain.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
You guys
but
got
yeah,
anything else?
I have nothing else. I think we basically touched on most of them. The only one that I think we haven't talked about.
We didn't talk about the
No,
Tyrannosaur.
oh yeah. Okay. That was another one where it just felt like, spirits within style animation, mature
Mhm.
adult violence, a little just a dash of sex, and if not just, like voluptuous bodies.
Yep.
And kind of just I guess I appreciate that they no, actually no, it was fine. It was fine. Did you feel anything different about that?
No,
No.
no, I didn't. It was cute. Like, okay, I got
Cute?
it.
Is that the word you go with? Is cute?
Uh, yeah, no, not really. Like, it was fine. I just there was nothing about it that drew me in particular. Not the art style, not the story, not anything about it. So no, nothing at all.
Poor T-Rex.
Yeah, drinking the T-Rex's blood was weird.
I mean, yeah.
Not about drinking defend it. Like, gotta get that power.
Would you be surprised to find out or to just see a video of Trump drinking T-Rex blood? I wouldn't.
What?
The
I wouldn't
fuck?
be surprised. I would not be surprised. Sounds like him. He's like, I crave new experiences because whatever. So I'm gonna drink blood. I could see it. It does not shock me. That's where I'm at right now. How's your mental
Mm.
health treating you?
Clearly not
I'm
like
still trying to
that.
get over that. Yeah. Um, I think I found a funny clip that someone sent me years and years ago. Um, and it was my status from, you remember in Google, you could have statuses like in Gmail where you would chat. So Gchat, you would have a little status message.
Oh
I
shit!
Did you
just have
ever
that in
know?
Discord
This is like
nowadays.
forever ago.
I
Yeah, you
forgot
do.
about that. Yeah.
But this was from Gchat, and the guy screenshotted it and sent it to me, and it said "A Tale of Two Interns." So one intern in the office, his was is eating grapefruit. Mine was I've reached a point of the day where one must either laugh or do murders. With that said, I think we're ready to move on to the news and or
Yeah,
trailers.
hopefully a little less depressing
Yeah.
stuff to talk about. We got a couple of fun trailers to discuss, or one trailer. I'm actually curious with thoughts because Diego's reaction to this trailer was actually never mind.
Wait, you're talking. That wasn't. Are you talking about the teaser? That wasn't a fucking
No,
trailer, bro.
no, 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 not that one.
Okay.
You're talking about the
Okay,
K-pop,
you
the
you
K-pop
have
versus the
opinions.
Divas.
You have opinions about
Jesus
the
Christ.
Zootopia 2 trailer. Like, hold on a second. That wasn't a
What's wrong
trailer.
with it?
Stop the phone. Hold on. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. No, let's go. Let's jump straight into Zootopia then. I was gonna go with the other one first. Let's go to Zootopia. I'm gonna go ahead
Okay.
and fucking throw that up. And
Okay.
let's
Because
just
all
let's
right,
just let's
just
hold on.
watch it.
Hold on.
Sure,
Let's
watch it.
just- Okay, then, Diego,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what were your thoughts on the full trailer for Zootopia? No, it's teaser. The teaser trailer for Zootopia.
It's like we didn't get any information. Why is the snake naked?
What?
Why is the snake
Everything
not
else
wearing
wears
clothes?
clothes. Yeah.
Every other
Oh,
animal's wearing clothes except for the snake. Why is the snake not wearing clothes?
interesting. Did not dawn on me as a thing to get up in arms about. But
Well,
all
I'm
right,
not
you're
up
off
in
to a good
arms about it.
start.
I just
You're
have
off to a good
questions about
start.
like I just have questions about it. Like why is the snake not wearing like you could have given him a little
Maybe
tie
it's a
and that would have been
nudist.
enough. Right? And that's why they're chasing him around. They're like, we're just not it's very anti Disney. Be like Disney's like, yeah, we're not doing that.
The other snake is wearing clothes. The villain is wearing a cloak. I think it's a
Yeah.
snake. Okay. Is
Do
that is
you think
that
it's
is
a
that all?
snake?
Is that all you have to
No,
say?
no, 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 no.
Why isn't the snake wearing
no,
clothes?
no, Dubs. No, that's not my only thing. It's like okay, teaser trailers. Like I'm at a point where, and I don't know, if this is a media thing, and maybe we talked about it at some. I remember having this conversation at some point. Do we need a teaser for a teaser for a teaser for a trailer
That's not what
for a
that is.
movie?
This is just a teaser trailer. It's not
That's
a
not what
teaser
that
for a
is.
teaser. It's like a standard animated teaser that doesn't use footage from the thing, but kind of gives you maybe a
A
hint,
vibe.
an inkling or vibe that I will argue this probably does not reflect the actual movie. What I'll talk
Yeah,
about in a bit. But
I
continue,
would say
Diego.
that because the way that we've been somewhat discussing, latest animated features. The stories change so fast, right? Like Elo, the Pixar one,
Elio.
Yeah.
Elio. Thank you. Where they give you a trailer of what the movie's gonna be, and then 6 months later, it's like completely different. 3 months later, it's completely different.
I feel like
So
that makes this a better tactic.
yeah, and I get that, but like at the same time, in my opinion, like, do we really need it? Do we
Yes.
need a teaser for a
Define need.
movie?
Yeah, do movies need to market themselves? Yes.
No, I'm not saying that the movies need to market themselves. I'm not saying that. Yes, obviously movies need to market themselves. I think for me, it's more. I mean, obviously we're talking about it, so they did a thing, right? They reached their consensus. Utopia 2 is coming. Yes, awesome. Am I going to see it? Hell yeah, I'm going to see it. However, I didn't get anything from this trailer that makes me go, "Oh my god, I really need to see this movie." Versus like before, I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to
We'll
go
get
see the
there.
movie."
We'll get there.
I don't think any teaser really does that. So let me compare and contrast. This might not be
Mm-hmm.
the best example. Do you guys remember back in like 2007-ish
Mm-hmm.
when they were teasing The Dark Knight? The teaser for The Dark Knight was
It was just
literally,
quotes.
yeah, well, it wasn't even quotes. It was a conversation between, I think, Bruce Wayne and Alfred, and you couldn't see anything. It was
Yeah,
just dialogue and then the Batman symbol, and that was it,
but it
right?
alluded to Joker essentially too, right? Because it
Yeah,
was like
because I
talking
remember
Yeah,
about
that specifically. He's like,
the
"People
some
will
men,
die. I'm a man
yeah,
of
and
my
yeah,
it's like some
word."
men
That's
just
the
want
first
to
we
watch
heard
the world burn thing. I think that's why
yeah.
that
in
they
the Bat
put that in
logo.
there, and I do remember that. Yeah, and that's
And you will
again,
remember this.
yes, I will remember this Utopia teaser, just like I remember. I think it was it like Despicable Me teaser where it's just the minions fucking singing or whatever the hell it
Yeah.
was. I remember that, and I get that, and I understand that those teasers exist, and they're there to like get people to talk about the movie, and that's perfectly fine. I think for me though, it's just one of those things where like I just don't know that I need to see as many teasers as possible like this where they don't really give you much. I prefer
So here's the
give me
question.
something like The Dark Knight where it gives me intrigue. It makes me be like, oh God, what is going on? What's happening? Like it
So I
excites me to see the movie because
I
that teaser that you talked about,
But you're gonna go see
Jonesy.
it
okay.
no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. But like that teaser that you talked about was actually I remember that teaser being iconic because it's like, oh my God, it's exciting. It sort of reminds me of like video game teasers where you're like they're
Nah,
showing
video
you
game
like a
teasers
little
are
2-3
useless.
minute. What's that?
Video game teasers are useless. If they're cinematic, they're
Yeah.
useless.
Yep.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, oh shit, it's a game that's coming, right? Type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair. So I have a
This is the
couple
movie
things.
that's coming.
I have a couple things.
Mm.
I have a couple things to say. Thing number one, I did not like this teaser trailer at first either.
Oh,
But
okay.
Okay.
I, I but I've watched it a few times since then. I've liked it more and more because it's brought up a lot of good questions. One,
Who's the
it
snake?
reminded me of Mission Impossible because Ethan Hunt is on the run again. Basically, you know, they were cops at the end of this, and now they're running from the cops.
Yeah.
They've gone rogue, which I think is cool, and it shows that. Thing number 2,
And look at her outfit.
reptiles. What? What about her outfit?
She's not wearing a police uniform.
Well, yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're wearing, you know, civvies, I guess, for lack of a
Yeah,
better
I
term. They're
mean,
wearing.
I just, in all the marketing, I generally equate her more than him. Like, he didn't do that until the end. She was a police officer. That was her entire goal. And I
Except for
find
the
it
third
interesting.
act. The third act, she wore normal clothes.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm like, okay. And they're running around with the snake. Clearly, the snake is a catalyst for something.
Mhm.
Something about the snake is making it so that they are no longer simpatico with the law, so to speak. And
The
so
nudist.
they're on the run. And it's like, what's going on? It didn't dawn on me that the snake was naked. Did not even remotely dawn on me. So
That's
I'm
the
not
new
going to.
theory that we're going with.
Okay.
He's running from the law because he wants to just be naked.
But they have
And-
nudists in Zootopia. That's like that has canonically been addressed in the first one. It's not a big deal.
Mhm.
It's creepy and weird, but it's not a huge deal. They're not going to have
But then
cops chasing you around.
Then why are the cops chasing him then? That's the question.
I'm sure there's other reasons, but I did,
Yeah.
you know, I will say this also. Well, I was disappointed that we didn't get actual reflection of what the show or what the movie is going to be about. It was in line with the original Zootopia teaser trailer, which do y'all remember that one at all?
No.
Well, here we go.
Allow me to refresh
Oh.
your recollection.
Yeah, here we go. Because when was this? What was the date on
It's
that?
got to be
2016?
2015.
Humans never happened, which makes Zootopia a modern, civilized world that is entirely animal. That is an animal. Animals in Zootopia are anthropomorphic. That is,
But he's also naked.
they walk around on
For
2
now.
feet.
Hold on.
They do not go to work nude.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Almost. That's got it. And they use technology.
See, there you go. They were close.
Okay,
Explain.
there are mammals from all over the globe in Zootopia. Large and small, fast and slow. But the truth is, Zootopia isn't perfect. And just like our world, not everyone gets along. Especially natural enemies. Which can create some issues. But nature always gives animals special skills to survive, and while one may have amazing night vision, another may have incredible hearing and an air-powered elephant tranquilizer. So now you know. Zootopia. Like nothing you've seen before.
Oh, God.
So, like this one, that one did not really reflect the story, style, or tone of the movie.
It's actually
No,
Which
but
is-
introduce you. I feel like introduce you to the world because it had to do that. 'cause
You're
it was
right,
like,
because
what's
we've never
happening?
seen talking animals with clothes before, so we needed that introduction. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we would have been
that's
ill
what
prepared.
Zootopia is. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. Why is this fox talking? Why is he wearing clothes?
Oh, okay.
Is that
You're right.
humans
We
never
would have been asking
existed?
questions the whole first act, and we would have been
Yeah.
completely lost.
You just yeah.
But anyways, I think Zootopia 2, the teaser trailer, at least got me asking questions. And I saw in an interview with Jennifer Goodwin, who plays Judy Hopps. I think it was an interview. She mentioned, and I didn't even notice it, it addresses why there are no reptiles in Zootopia.
Is that true?
Think
Is
about
that-
it. Did you see a reptile in Zootopia?
Bro, I watched that movie once back in the day at movie
Oh, I've
theaters.
watched it many times, and I
Wait a
don't
minute.
remember
You're
a reptile.
upset at a teaser trailer for a movie that you've only seen the previous one for once?
I'm not upset. I never said I was upset.
Why are you so angry? Calm the fuck down, Diego.
You seem super bothered.
Crashing out. I'm crashing out on Disney just ruining movies for me is all.
How did this ruin the movie for you?
What's
Not,
happening?
it's not that. I went to go see Lilo and Stitch last night.
Oh, it wasn't good.
Oh, hold, don't. I'm about to see Lilo and Stitch in like 2
No,
or
no,
3
no.
hours.
But
Don't say anything.
thumbs up or thumbs down. I want to know.
I'm gonna look. I'm not gonna look.
I'm gonna give you this. Hold on. I'm gonna give you that.
Oh, God damn it.
Anyway, okay. Well, this.
Now, granted,
Your opinion's been tainted by just a bad movie experience. Get over yourself.
Yeah, right now I'm just angry at Disney is all right now. That's all.
But if anything, so here's what I will say: their
Yeah.
animation is generally better than these live action remakes.
That's true.
I would prefer have them make a. I wish, in all honesty, and this is me, had they done a Lilo and Stitch. I know they've already done a Lilo and Stitch 2 or 3 or whatever, but had they done a sequel in like this animation style, would have been great. I would have loved it. There's a couple of reasons. Like, now, granted, my point of view for Lilo and Stitch is coming from like that is my favorite all time Disney animated movie.
You've seen it more than once.
Yo, 100%. Like I've seen that movie like a billion times. I have so many Stitch figurines and like little Stitch.
Which is funny because Zootopia might be my favorite. Maybe next.
No, I love.
Maybe
Zootopia.
next to Encanto. Encanto's up there for me too.
Of course,
that
Encanto's
one,
great, bro.
Oh my god, that one rose so hard.
The best.
Encanto is just that good.
Yeah,
Casita, best character.
I actually wish Casita died at the end. I think he should not have come back. That's been my opinion from day one.
Okay.
Oh wait,
I get it. What?
I think I'm thinking of the wrong movie.
Encanto. What the fuck are you talking about? What movie are you thinking about? Are you thinking of Coco? You racist piece of shit.
I am. I am. Coco is like 1,000 times better than Encanto.
The Latin community has 2 movies Italian. Well, actually 3 movies.
From Disney?
3
or
movies.
Generally?
In general, that movies that people like will go to based on stories. 2 of them are somewhat eerily familiar, but that's because that's just how it goes. The Book of Life and Coco.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Those
Both
are
of
nothing.
movies,
They're nothing alike.
They're nothing alike, but just from glancing and everything, it deals with the Day of the Dead.
Okay.
That's the thing that we have over there.
Yeah.
Dia de los Muertos. And so that's like a big old point of view from that. And
I fucking hate people when Coco came out. Everyone's like, "We already have a movie about Day of the Dead." I'm like, how many goddamn Christmas movies do we have?
Do we have about fucking, I don't know, leprechauns and like all this other shit? Like, do we need? Like, how many leprechauns were there, Jonesy?
We're all thinking about Luck of the Irish, aren't we?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I was thinking Leprechaun the movie.
Oh.
But like we had like 6 leprechaun movies.
Back to
Leprechauns
the Hood.
in space too.
The horror movies?
Yeah, 100%.
This is not the same thing.
When like Jerry chose
Christmas, that was the best cop.
You chose the most random holiday.
That was the whole point.
How many?
That was the whole point. Because Dia de los Muertos is a holiday, though. That's what I'm saying.
So was Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas is so much more.
But it's so weird. It's like, how many St. Patty's Day movies do we have?
Right,
I don't
that's what I'm saying.
know. I can name one. Luck of the Irish. How many can you name?
That's what I said. All the Leprechaun movies.
That doesn't count.
But
that doesn't count. You can't just say all of them. You can't say, oh, how many slasher movies do they have? All of the Jason Voorhees movies. You can't say that.
Do you remember when you all called me racist for confusing Encanto and Coco? The Irish movies.
All I'm saying is that it's Luck of the Irish. What I don't think that was the St. Patrick's Day movie. I remember that's the
right.
Disney movie.
I don't think it was.
It was just it was a movie about a kid who grew up in an Irish household.
I was hoping you
and
would
was
notice.
turning into a goddamn leprechaun, and like all of a sudden was good at basketball. I watched that Disney movie. Like
I was hoping you would notice. It's fine. What was the point of all this? Oh yeah, you're talking about Book of Life.
Saying, so I was like, we had the Book of Life, we had that, and then now we had Encanto, right? And that was like the other major one story that came out. So out of those movies, again, going back to the whole thing, like that is Lilo and Stitch is my favorite movie, and I was expecting not necessarily the same, but just like making the story work because I know things couldn't be 1-to-1, but the design choices and like the way that the movie goes. It kind of ruined the fun of the world of Lilo and Stitch for me because I think that was one of the fun aspects of it. So,
interesting.
But we'll talk about that next week because I'm sure you're going to watch it, Jammer. We'll discuss it.
Next week, Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I also have like an unpopular opinion. I think Beauty and the Beast really builds on the animated one effectively. But I know that's an unpopular opinion. A lot of people do not like that movie.
I like
you know
that
what?
Movie. I will give it to you that the music numbers definitely. I
Yeah,
think
the
the
one that the
music
beast
numbers.
sings
Yeah, when the
as
beast
well.
sings
Yep.
the one where he's going up to the tower or whatever,
Yep.
that definitely was a high point of that movie, 100%.
Yeah. There's
This
a lot
movie
of
doesn't have an equivalent to that though.
yeah. And also Day in the Sun, which was another amazing song that I thought was very powerful. That
From
was
the
like
Little
that was
Mermaid.
no,
Oh
same
no, sorry. Oh no, sorry. The Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I was
and
thinking
because
of the Little Mermaid movie with the
Halle
the
Bailey.
prince. No, yeah, but the one with the prince sings a song in like the castle or whatever as
Mm.
well.
No,
I
I
really like
wasn't.
that song.
I like The Little Mermaid as well. I'm full
Mhm.
of unpopular opinions. I really like that movie.
No, I like Little Mermaid.
I just hate all the freaking Lin-Manuel haters out there who are just like coming out of the woodwork. They're like acting like, "Oh, I've never liked Hamilton." Fuck you. Yeah, you did. Get out of here.
Yeah, Hamilton's amazing.
Yeah.
But you know, it's funny. I went to go. I did not. I had again. Stay. And I think I've talked to you guys about this. I no longer really watch trailers anymore for movies. I kind of like to go in blind for movies
It's
because I
fair.
feel like trailers nowadays kind of ruin the story or
You
they
just
reveal too many
fucking
things.
complained that this one did not give you enough to go off of.
No,
You
again,
hypocritical
I literally just
asshole.
told you. I told you why I was upset about it because I am holding a grudge against Disney. It has nothing against Zootopia. It has nothing against this. I just wanted to.
It took
bitch
you a
at
while
Disney
to get
for a
there,
minute.
though.
Yeah, it did, but it literally was a story to be told.
Like, kidding, you complained for like 10 minutes about there's nothing there. Why is he
So
naked?
you didn't
All this
complain
other
about 10.
stuff.
It actually, so we're at 18 minutes of this topic. That's how long it took you to get there.
No, we got there way before that. We got sidetracked with the luck of the Irish. That's not on me. That's not on me.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to
yeah.
another trailer that I think you've seen this trailer for K-pop Demon
Oh,
Hunters,
yes.
right? You did watch that one.
100%.
Jonesy, this is going to be your first watch, so I need you to put that goddamn tablet down and pay attention to what's
I am
happening.
paying
And
attention.
I'm curious your thoughts. Here we go.
It's time. The world will know you as pop stars. But you will be much more than that. You will be hunters.
Hey, this is the men's bathhouse. Get out of here.
They're stealing the souls of our fans? Let's send those disgusting demons back to the depths where they belong!
Let's get battle ready.
I can destroy the hunters for good. It's time for a new strategy.
You're all I can think of. Every drop I drink up. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop.
The demon boy band? They're coming after the fans.
You're my soda pop, my little soda pop.
Let's go get these guys.
You think we're just gonna let you steal our fans? You're gonna have to fight us for them.
Yeah, this plane's trashed. Everything is at stake.
It's a take so sweet, so easy on the eyes, but hideous on the inside. Whole life spinning lies, but you can't lie, baby. Nice try.
Okay.
Yes.
Thoughts? Jonesy, let's start with Jonesy. Because he just watched
yeah,
this. He just reacted.
I don't care for the animation.
Mm.
I like the turn, so I think I was more interested in it once it became like, oh, the fight is going to be between this boy band and this girl band. Like that was very funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing else really attracted me to it. But I did like that. Like the humor that I was getting from this did not seem to. It didn't do anything for me.
A little young. It's a little young.
Yeah. But the thing is, so even if it's even if it skews young, like there are things that I like that are young, I think. So like The Amazing World of Gumball, right? Like that I think skews a little young, but I still find it to be
I think
funny.
it
Like this
also
just didn't
occasionally skews old, though.
There's
the
so
whole
many jokes within Gumball that I love that are not for kids. They're
kids.
Yeah.
super adult. And
This
So
I,
one
like
feels
I
like
love
it's
watching
this
that
one
show because
feels
that
like
show
it's
was great.
squarely aimed at tweens, which
so
is
the screaming was weird to me.
Kinda.
Like that didn't make me laugh, and then the plane being cut in half, and they're like, "Oh, this plane's screwed," so they eat their
that
ramen
made me
really
laugh.
fast.
That made me laugh. That made me laugh. The ramen not as much, but the plane is trash thing. The delivery of that made me laugh.
So no,
And I can
I
humor
understand.
doesn't do anything. Action doesn't do anything. The animation doesn't do
I thought
anything
the
for me.
action and animation I thought looked great.
yeah,
Personally,
I personally love the over stylization of their facial expressions and like stuff like that. Because
I
that's
liked it
very
because it felt very stop motion. It felt like they
it
just kind of
did.
like pasted faces onto their bodies, which I thought was really cool. They looked like Barbies almost,
Yeah.
in terms of like stop motion Barbies, which I thought
I
was
think
unique.
this thing hit a lot of different like things for me. One, K-pop is huge right now. Like I'm gonna go see Stray Kids in concert next week. I don't know if you
nice.
guys, yeah. So
No.
like I'm super into K-pop. K-pop is great. So that hits one. Two, it's sort of like you guys talked about the whole young age thing and like sort of adventure. I like the idea of that because it's sort of like this idea of like a Josie and the Pussycats or like Powerpuff
Yes,
Girls
I literally
mentality.
I was one of my
Like-
comps for this. I compare it to was thinking the Josie and the Pussycats live action movie from 2001.
A little bit, yeah. With when Carson Daly was dating Tara Reid, yeah, like back in the day. Yep. That's why he was in that movie.
Yeah, I remember. You're
Um,
talking. That's literally probably my number one movie of all time. So I know exactly what you're
The
talking about.
soundtrack was great. I love the soundtrack to that movie.
Yeah.
That
It was a
soundtrack
full
movie was
album.
awesome.
It was like a full album.
It was. It was great, and it was the second best movie of Rachel Cook,
Rachel,
in my
Cook.
opinion.
What's the
What's
first?
the first one?
She's All That. Duh. Come on. What?
No.
Are you talking?
This is better
No?
than She's All. Yeah, Josie and the Pussycats is better than She's All That.
I
Objectively.
mean, I'm just talking about her specifically.
Yeah, I'm also talking. Oh, you mean her? Like rating
Yeah.
her in terms of your attraction to her?
Oh yeah.
No, I like Josie and the Pussycats better.
Okay. But so they had that sort of vibe going for it. And I love the little twist at the end where it's like, yeah, it's the boy band of the K-pop guy versus the K-pop girl
Yeah.
type of way. And I just love that mentality. I'm like, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of that. And I love that it is the studio that did Spider-Verse because you could tell. You could tell it has that sort of unique art style element
Yeah.
that they sort of bring to the table. And I love that element of it. And part of me is because that studio refuses to do shit with AI, that you can tell how they spent the time to do this animation, is one of the reasons why I definitely want to support it as well.
For me, I
Especially
think
after Google's announcement this past week.
I don't know what Google's announcement was this past week. What did
Oh,
you
they
say?
had a
saw
keynote.
something.
Well, they had a keynote with basically introducing their new like suite of studio for basically like videos, and people already like it's been out for 3 days. I think like they released it. Veo, I think it's VEO 3 or something like that. And the videos that people are already making are fucking pristine AI, dude. It's crazy how good it is from just like a 3-word sentence or something like that. It's shit's gonna get weird real quick for animation studios.
It's already weird.
We've been there. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, but with shit like this, it's gonna get even. It's incredible what you're able to come up with in these days.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we
there's
had
a-
this conversation before, and I think I was saying like at times like this is the worst that it's going to be. So it's really weird to watch
Mhm.
people shit on it because we were talking about the video of the guy. It was like the bank heist, and the comments that were coming out of that, people were like, "Oh, this is terrible. Like, why would you ever use it?" It's like, no, no, no. This is
This is it
bad as
now.
it's ever going to be. It
Yeah.
will get because they are incentivized to make it better. So like,
Yeah. I I think in an age where anyone can type 3 sentences and get something,
not
it's just
anyone.
like literally anyone. What do you mean not anyone? Yeah, anyone with a computer or an internet connection
could type 3 sentences.
can type 3 sentences and come up with something.
Jesus.
Can type run-on sentence and get
Well,
something.
I mean, you also need to pay the $250 for the subscription fee to this thing, but that's
My
it really
point is
a
the
subscription fee for it?
distinguishing feature is
$249
going to
a
be
month.
That's a lot.
$2.49.
No, $249 a month.
Oh, okay.
Wait, a month? Jesus
Mhm.
Christ.
Prosumer, baby.
Well, I
but
mean,
yeah,
if you think about it, the way that someone said this was, I can do. I have an idea for a movie, or an idea for things. I can spend $250 and get it actually done,
Yeah.
and have it be in the way that I see it, or hire crew, hire this, hire that, hire all the stuff.
or
It's for
YouTube creators. YouTube creators
Yeah.
B-roll, really specific B-roll that they can just spit out and edit into their videos.
Well, the thing that makes this also scary is that it's also pretty realistic. So I mean, I saw a video of like people being like, "This is a podcast. I just created a podcast where like someone talks to you about making and eating sugar because it's actually healthy for you because all these new studies came out."
Yeah,
it's crazy,
So-
and it was But anyways, go back to the
back to
Demon
K-pop
Hunters.
Demon Hunters.
Yes.
What I really appreciated about it is it's very clearly it is not aimed towards, a bunch of late 30-year-old men or early 40-year-old men like us. And that's something that I feel like I was desperately lacking in my teen years, is we either had kids shit or adult shit, and in between, the only thing that was filling it was like anime. And I
Yes.
feel like this is filling that gap. Like this seems very squarely aimed towards, I don't know, 9 to 14-year-olds or something like that. 9 to 14-year-old girls. And I just appreciate that it seems like, oh, that is it. And yet people who appreciate animation can appreciate it too. And for me, I like, like you said, Josie and the Pussycats. This is like Spider-Verse meets Josie meets Turning Red meets what's it called? I have one more thing. Scott Pilgrim a little bit as well. Just like a lot of fun stylization. At the end of the day, it is just bold and inventive, even if it's not really aimed, or even if it doesn't cater to my specific type of humor. I'm just happy that it exists. And it's one of those things where I feel the need to support it as an animation fan, just like I felt the need to support Scavenger's Reign. Except I think, unlike Scavenger's Reign, I'll be entertained by this. So
I'll let my daughter watch this and I'll let you know what she thinks. She's 9.
there you go. I think she's fits squarely within what I think the target demographic is for this movie based on that trailer.
Okay.
Diego, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. My phone was ringing. I was like, I wanted to pause it. No, I'll say, what we'll do for that one is Jammer and I will watch the movie, and then Jonesy, your daughter, can come in and take your spot, and we can have her talk about the movie.
You don't want that. She's super grumpy today.
Well, we don't need it
I'm talking
today.
about when she watches
When the movie
It's
comes
Saturday.
out.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, we'll watch
When
it.
the movie comes out.
Yeah.
When it comes out.
And then she will be grumpy when we record.
Why?
Oh.
She just didn't go to bed. She's very... So hangry is when you're angry and you didn't eat.
Hungry.
Is there a...
Slangry?
Yeah, so I was saying, is there a sleep equivalent?
No.
Slangry? No,
Where you
there's
don't
not.
sleep and you're angry? Yeah, it's called being
Sleepy. It's called being sleepy.
an adult. It's called being an adult.
No. So, like, I gotta
Not
figure
me.
out what that word is.
I don't fuck with sleep, Diego. I get my 8 hours every goddamn night.
Must be nice, Jammer.
Yeah,
Must be
it's
nice.
very nice. Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't do 8 hours?
No, I wish I could. You know what stops me?
Stress.
This little
Podcast?
shit.
Oh,
This
yeah.
little shit.
You better shut that door.
It's true.
She sleeps on my bed with me, but then wakes me
Yeah.
up at 6 o'clock in the morning every goddamn day, and I'm like, stop.
Well, go to bed
Shut the
earlier.
door.
Yeah.
Go to bed
That's
earlier.
why I woke up this morning. I was like at 6 o'clock. I was like, wait, are we not recording today? And then you're like, no, we are. I was like, okay, cool. I'll go back to sleep or try to. And then
And then you did not. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you go back to sleep?
I did. I did go back to sleep.
Good for you, man.
But yeah, I'm
proud of
excited. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it for sure. And I
Oh, yeah,
I
I'm
like
gonna
to
watch the
support
fuck out of
projects
this.
like this.
Me too. This, like I said, this is the type of stuff I wish existed. Oh, Totally Spies is the other thing that I was going to compare it to.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels like it's the start of what could be a potentially new sort of series. But again, franchises are something that everyone's looking for. This could be one, but it probably doesn't need that. That's what I'm
Netflix
saying. It
doesn't
could
do
just
well
be-
with franchises.
I mean, you say that, and yet you have Stranger Things,
Yeah, that's one. Name two.
Squid Game.
That's a series. That's different. Sorry, when I say
What?
franchise, I mean like movie franchises.
Oh.
Okay. Like
And
Netflix.
Stranger
Well, I mean,
Things.
Netflix doesn't really do that many movies, though.
They do a lot of movies. They
They
do
do a ton
so
of
many
movies.
movies. They do more movies
No,
than
I
any
get-
other
I
studio in
understand
the
that, but I
world.
meant like
I think the only one that
meant
jumps to my mind is the Chris Hemsworth movie.
Oh, Extraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and Enola Holmes.
what was the movie
Yeah.
that was Zack Snyder had a movie, right? A series on
Army
them?
of? Oh yeah, the not Army of
The other one.
Darkness. The Rebel Moon.
I mean,
Yes,
but
Rebel
that
Moon.
ended
Thank you.
because no
Yeah.
one liked it.
Well, I mean, I watched the first one, and I was confused.
I
and
watched
was
half of the
like-
first one, and I didn't hate it, but I was just like, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna
I
continue.
watched it, and I was like, okay, we'll see where this goes in the second one, and I forgot to watch the second one.
yeah, no, I'm good.
Someone
and then
really
there's the
needs
other
to
one,
write a
Old Guard.
script for him. Old
I'm
Guard,
trying
yeah,
to
that just had a
remember what
sequel.
other-
Just sequel
Yeah,
to
like
that trailer.
What movies do they have? Would
But they're not good with
would
them.
Glass
That's the thing
Onion
is,
count?
Glass
as that?
Onion.
So
I would
don't
say
know if Enola
no.
Holmes and Glass Onion count. Aren't those ones that they just bought?
Yeah. No. Yes and no. I think Enola Holmes was developed by Warner Brothers, and they did bought, but basically they bought the franchise. Like they bring it to Netflix. I would
Are they
consider that
bringing
at
it-
Netflix. They're not bringing it anywhere else. But Knives Out, I would say no because it started somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is a Netflix movie, though.
It is.
The second one is.
The second one is.
So that's why I'm
And,
not
it
sure.
was the
That's what I
first
was
one.
asking.
No, but I really like it still.
Yeah.
But the first one for me is top 5 movies
Okay.
for me of all
And
time.
I
Enola
think
So
they're making
Holmes
another
is-
one, right?
Enola
Yeah,
Holmes
Wake Up Dead Man.
has a third one coming, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Enola
There's
Holmes
the
is the one
third
example I
installment.
can think of like it seems like they're doing consistent and Extraction, I guess, but I watched the first one and I was like, I'm good.
And then they also try. So like what was there was one with Chris Evans and
Red
his name
One.
just jumped- No. What?
The
No.
one with the train?
You're talking about Snowpiercer?
Yeah.
No, it's the one where they're
Didn't they have a
It's
series?
the one where they're spies. So it's is it Ryan Gosling? It's Chris Evans and somebody else. And Chris Evans is the bad guy.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like Ghost.
The Gray
not
Man.
Ghost. Gray Man. That one.
That was
You could-
the what's it called? The
You could
the
tell
Russo
that
Brothers
was
movie.
supposed to be a series, or not series, but a franchise. And it's like
That's a Russo
Is
Brothers
it?
movie.
I worry about them. They're non-Marvel stuff. Not that great.
No, I mean I saw they have problems. I saw a breakdown on them where they talked about, hey, their Marvel movies are not that good. I'm like, yeah, they are. Fuck you. They are really
they
good movies. They are
But their
great movies.
non-Marvel movies are not
Agreed.
great.
But also,
And-
like
which
the
is
one thing I will
weird.
say, one thing they don't do well, not that they don't do well, they don't have a distinct visual style that their work gets the job done in terms of visual style most of the time. Occasionally they got some good stuff, but they need to work on that aspect. I say fucking backseat directing over here, the two most profitable directors in the history of film. Who knows what the fuck I say. But
Sorry, not to interrupt, but Jonesy, the film is actually being followed up by a sequel with a.
The Gray Man?
Yeah.
What?
There's a sequel in production as well as a spin-off.
Black Man.
Sure. Sure.
Or
know,
a white
actually-
man. I don't know.
Actually, that would have been better if there was a white man movie, a black man movie, and then a gray man movie.
Yeah.
Isn't that just a John Wick movie? So you got
The
John
Gray
Wick,
Man?
then you got Common, and then it would be like, I don't know.
Yeah, here,
Anyway.
I'll
Anyway.
here you go.
Oh,
Bam.
Roger Jean Page is going to be in Gray Man too.
It was in the first one, wasn't it?
Oh, I didn't watch it, so okay.
That's what I said. I missed this one, but now, see, this is the reason why I love talking to you, Jonesy, and you too, Jammer. You guys give me onto things that I miss because, again, we have so much content all the goddamn time.
Let me tell you,
I
you're not
didn't
missing
even know this
anything if you
movie
miss the
said-
Gray Man. That's fine.
What?
It's fine. You didn't miss anything.
Well, I mean, you kind of just said that I like the idea of Chris Evans not being a good guy, so I'm
Yeah.
like down for that.
Go watch Scott Pilgrim again. It'll serve you better.
Scott Pilgrim is pretty good. Scott
Wait.
Pilgrim is great.
Oh no, you don't remember Chris Evans and Scott Pilgrim?
No, I do. That's what
Oh.
I'm saying. I'm on this website that I just linked to, and it says
Oh,
Triple X: The Return of Xander Cage. I'm like, there's gonna be a fucking another Triple X movie.
no, there are at
thank
least 4, right? 3 or 4?
There's at least 2. There's the one
No,
with
there are
Ice
at least
Cube.
3. Yeah, so that's State of the Union. So there's Triple X, then State of the Union, then there's the Return of Xander Cage. I don't think there's another one.
Oh yeah, there is a Return of Xander Cage. Yeah, that was the third one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No one watched that movie. I forgot
Yeah.
about that one.
well, that's why I
I
was
watched
like,
it.
I don't know what.
I
But
watched
yeah,
it.
Was it
There
good?
was the one
I
with
like the
Ice
one with
Cube.
Ice
Is
Cube.
Triple X, right?
I
Yeah,
like
I
the
was
one
gonna say
with
there's
Ice
the
Cube.
one Triple X with Ice Cube.
I did not watch the one with Ice Cube.
I liked it.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Good for
You should
you.
I'm
watch
proud
it.
of you.
I think it's
I'm not gonna do that. I'm
on
definitely not
par
gonna-
with like the stuff
You
that
just-
next Netflix pumps out.
You actively named something that I'm not going to be doing. Good for you. Because that wasn't high praise. I don't watch most of what Netflix puts out unless I have an idea of who creatively is behind it, and
Who
I'm
was behind this
interested.
one? I know who the director is.
Oh, there is a
Oh.
4th one in development. That's what's happening.
I think Vin Diesel has a whole bunch of stuff in development. I think there's another Pitch Black. I think there's another Triple X, and there's another Fast and Furious. Like it's the same 3 all the time.
Well, the Fast Saga is coming to an end. They already talked about that. But yes, there is.
Where's the new one?
Yeah,
So I can be done with it.
I think it's coming out because the last one was like a 2-parter.
Yeah.
So they sort of did like what Endgame did, what they ended on a
Except they didn't.
cliffhanger, and then they're like, "Oh, come back for part 2."
Also, the movie flopped, so we're never going to come back to part 2.
Right. That's what I was
I
saying.
guess.
I don't think it did well.
No, it did
I'm
not.
curious
Actually,
what's
let's-
happening.
Box Office Mojo. Let's see what business Fast.
It's completely
10
off the rails.
is
Yeah, we're just everywhere
off
now.
the road.
But
It did
I
flop.
We
think-
don't need roads.
It did $704 million dollars, which is pretty solid. Like it's not like what it was making in its prime, but that's like decent.
And it's weird because you say in its prime, like I think
The prime. Sorry, what? You kind of cut out.
Hmm?
You cut out. Repeat what you said.
Oh, I think 7 made over $1 billion. So in
Yeah.
its
So
prime,
did
it's
10.
really weird.
So did 8.
Insane.
Yeah.
I
So
really liked
Fate.
8.
So if we were to compare, I loved 8. 8 was my favorite one.
Yeah, a sequel that reportedly serves as the final main installment is in development and is scheduled to be released in 2026.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't believe
That's
it
what
either.
it says. I'm just
I'm
saying.
sure,
like,
I'm
believe
sure
it.
that's what it's. I believe you.
I
but I don't
watched,
trust
watched
you.
Fast 10, and I remember walking out of the movie going, "Holy shit! They just no one ever dies in this goddamn movie."
So Fate of the Furious, that
Yes.
movie released in 2017, made $1.23 billion.
Well, good. It was so good.
So Furious 7. That one
I think it made more.
1.5. It did.
Yeah.
1.5 billion. You're
Yeah,
right.
well, that was because that was the last one with Paul Walker.
Paul Walker, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And what did
makes
F9?
less and less sense as they move forward.
F9.
I
the
mean, they were
Fast
gonna
Saga.
stop, bro, because that was like literally
9.
like that's how
F9
ludicrous. That's how Ludacris and fucking Tyrese make money. Like, there's like they don't have anything else.
That's fine.
Lu-
They have more than I have.
Has a fortune, yeah.
That's
Wait,
what I'm saying.
F9 what?
F9, the Fast Saga. That
The
one
movie.
made 726 million, which is a lot. It's closer to F10 than I thought it was, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. It wasn't that great.
No, it was not. But they did go to space. I think that was the one where they went to space, or was that 10?
That was the one that they went. Wait, I thought that was. No, you're right. Fast 9
Fast 9.
was when they went to space.
No.
Yeah.
No. You sound like an idiot. It's not Fast 9. It's F9, the Fast
Sorry,
Saga.
F9. You're right. F9.
You got to say, okay,
It's Fast 10.
we're
right,
on
or
this
Fast
tangent.
X.
We're on this tangent. Who
It's
can
like a Tribe
accurately
Called
name?
Quest. You have to say the whole thing.
Who can accurately name all of the Fast and Furious titles?
Ooh.
I can do it. I got
Okay.
this.
Ah.
Ready?
Okay, wait. I can do this.
Sure.
I can do this.
Sure.
Oh,
So
you're
the
okay.
Fast and Furious,
Yes.
Uh huh.
Too Fast, Too Furious,
Yep.
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift,
Hold on. Say,
Mhm.
say it again.
the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Okay. I just want to make sure you had a the at the beginning because this is how specific we're getting.
Okay.
Continue.
4 is Fast and the Furious. No, the.
Nope. Fucking fail. Boo.
Is it really?
It's
Fast
Fast,
and
and Furious.
Fast and Furious. And then I think 5 is
Yes.
Fast 5.
Yep.
I think 6 is just Fast and the Furious 6.
Nope. Fast and Furious 6.
Fast and Furious 6. So did they just change them after 4?
Keep going.
What are we on? 7?
Yep.
Yeah.
Crap. What was 7?
We just talked about it. We literally just
Yeah,
said the
I
name
know.
of it.
I know. Fuck.
It couldn't be
remember
easier.
now.
It could not be easier.
Fast and the Furious 7.
No.
Did we
7,
did we skip 5?
No, 5
No,
is
Fast 5.
Okay,
Fast
okay.
5.
So, Furious
And then-
7.
Furious 7. And then 8 is Fate of the Furious.
Nope, you gotta get the articles in there.
Gotta say the whole thing.
The
The Fast and the Furious.
No,
no,
the Fate of the Furious. The
Jeez,
Fate of the
man.
Furious.
This is rough. And then F9.
Yep.
Nope. You gotta say the whole
He
title.
said F9. He said F9.
No, it's F9, the Fast
F9,
Saga.
the Fast Saga. Ooh, man. And then is it Fast X or is it Fast 10?
I think it's Fast 10, right?
Actually, it's a good question. Fast 10. You're right. Fast X, if you want to be, so Fast 10.
It's painful. Painful.
There you go. Did you hear the rumor as to why they decided to go with that naming convention or the non-convention naming convention?
Yeah.
Because I think there was like a law thing where they technically couldn't, without paying or something, or have the rights to, like they couldn't say the Fast and the Furious 2, the Fast and the Furious 3. That the
Because of Rob
Fast and
Cohen?
the Furious branding, I don't know who it was. I don't know the reason. I forgot. But they had to basically pivot on it, which is why they went Too Fast, Too Furious.
Because they didn't want to pay someone.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. It sounds like an urban myth, but I remember hearing that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we've gone too much on a tangent. I think we're done here.
much.
Anything else you
Think
all
we're all
have
done.
to say?
Don't go
Anything
see
more you
Mission
want to say?
Impossible.
Anything more to say on K-pop Demon Hunters before
Negative.
we close out?
No.
All right, go ahead and close out for us, Jonesy, since you're hosting this episode.
If you like what you heard, do all the socials. Like, rate, comment, subscribe. We would appreciate it. Jammer, where can you be found?
You can find me on most social media platforms at AJ Cerna Writer.
And Diego, where can you be found?
Willa Diego on Blue Sky and on TikTok.
And you can find me at the Quasi Scott. Thanks for listening. We will catch you on the next one. Hasta lasagna.
Mission accomplished.
Bye.
Except not accomplished because apparently that movie sucks.
Don't accept that mission.